Hello and welcome to Cool Story Bro. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Tim.
And today we're going to be doing a special international episode of Cool Story Bro. This episode of Cool Story Bro, we're going to be covering a creepypasta called Metroid Fusion. Do you know why this is an international episode, Tim?
I don't know. Why?
Because this fanfic was written in Spanish!
Don't you think we're gonna lose some of our English viewers to this? They're just gonna be like, no me gusta, I mean, no comprendo, what? You know?
Tim, I only speak one American. It's American.
What, one American? It's
yep,
American?
I speak one American, it's American.
Wow. How very cultural of you.
Indeed. So I'm using the mighty power that is Google Translate to translate this puppy into perfectly reasonable, readable English.
Okay, if you want to call it that.
Yep. You ready, Tim?
I am ready.
Alrighty. You know where I was on Monday, Tim?
Where was ya on Monday?
I was in the flea market here in town, looking for a Metroid game that I needed for my collection.
Okay.
Then I saw a local who had arrived at the market to settle in that games sold or were local, classic and current, new and old consoles, and audio equipment and stuff. I went for one of the Metroids that I lacked. Oh wait, hang on. Our old friend has come back to visit us, Tim.
What?
One of our old friends has come back to visit us.
The Ellipses?
The Ellipses! I went for one of the games that I lacked. Ellipses!
Oh god!
Metroid.
A lot of ellipses going around these days.
Yeah, I didn't even know Ellipses Metroid Fusion was a game, but go figure.
No?
I asked the owner about the game and he told me it was a saved copy. He showed it to me and seemed to be original and in good condition. In addition to being against piracy, I seek the originals because they are true and legitimate. True and legitimate!
Actually, yeah, I'm playing a true copy of Metroid now, Yellow Label, on a video capture device.
And legitimate?
Yes.
Legitimate as well?
Yes.
I think the harlot.
What?
Nothing. But, Mr. I had noticed that the cartridge had a minor glitch, but it was not affecting the experience of the game. Still charged me 100 pesos for him, and the original value was 250 pesos. Said, this is my lucky day. Alright, hold on. Just give me 1 second, Tim, I need to check something.
Are you checking the conversion rate of pesos to dollars?
Yep. So how...
More predictable, Daniel.
So how many pesos do you think is in a dollar?
I don't know.
Actually, well, 250 pesos is about 20 bucks.
Huh.
It used to be way better. A lot better. When I went to fucking Mexico, you got like 1,000 for $1. Not really that bad, but you know what I mean. Anyway, come to my house, dusted it off in an old GBA cartridge and got to play. All good except for one detail. There was no intro and the game sent me directly to choose a profile. The more strange is that one could choose a profile and not 3 as there was no sound option. Does not the failure that he said the gentleman referred to this? I doubt. Oh wait. Does the failure that he said the gentleman referred to this ellipses? I doubt it.
Do you mind if I, interrupt you here for a second?
Sure.
What the hell is so sinister about there was no intro video? I was right at the beginning of the game. How the fuck many of these stories are gonna have that?
I don't know.
That's the most sinister thing they can think of to just start it right off. There was no intro video. Oh my god!
Well, I think it's supposed to be foreshadowing that shit be fucked up!
But that's the same method that's used every time.
Because people on the internet are always so goddamn original, aren't we, Tim?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Start of the game as commonly begins, but the strange thing is the text was transparent, where there but invisible. Did not pay much attention and kept playing. Got off the ship and started to play. Got off the ship and started to play. When you were in the quarantine room, had to kill a Hornod who was there. Shoot him, but Ray was different. Instead of being yellow, was a tone gray with white as well. That was much weaker, so it took 15 shots to kill the beast. so strange is that game to kill a monster. His body disappeared and leave an X. But here was the opposite. There was no X, and corpse was there. Ah! So were these enemies he faced? Confusion, so checked my inventory beam, and beam was not the classic power laser, but a new ray called Beam Comp.
Oh, fuck.
Not meaning comp, but another language. Not quite sure what that means, but anyway.
Damn.
To resume play, background music began to accelerate very quickly and be heard, I thought. I had been scammed, but decided to go ahead. Get to the part where the missiles had to download. However, trying to download, nothing happened. Only see the light surrounding Thomas. To get something without warning. Checked out my inventory and had no missiles, only beam comp as only weapon at the time. Said I cheated this way, but I follow him, sees that text. Wow, Jim.
Yo.
This translation's pretty boss, bro.
I think it's actually affecting me.
Come to play after the first boss, Arachnus. Something strange happened here.
In the neighborhood?
There was no battle music, and also the chief had horrifying cut through the body. One eye out of the basin, not the left arm. Besides, their attacks became more deadly than before. With what almost Samus died, but dodging and shooting well, then I ended up with. The beam was weak, so became more complicated, added that he had no missiles. Why do they all think it's a guy?
They're wrong.
Another bizarrous happened. When the monster killed, his groans were heard louder than usual, and his death scene was very real. I could see how they rolled on the ground, withering and screaming very loudly, as if suffered a cardiac arrest.
Cardiac arrest!
I shot him and he had cardiac arrest. Oh my god. Tim, this next part's in capitals. But that does not happen in the game real!
No shit!
Let me read that again for you.
Okay.
But that does not happen in the game real!
You let William Shatner in here.
But does not happen in the game real! So I shocko a bit. So but more so when I remembered that after beating the boss, that was transformed into a giant X. But that did not happen in this case. The beast was killed and his body was left there! His remains did not have disappeared. Like the other, I faced enemies above and could tell that even he could move. The scene was so real that I almost said this. There is no way, ma'am. Way spelled with an E and not an A. I also remember that I needed to continue the giant X Arachnus to get Morph Ball, but I could not advance through the following narrow path. To my surprise, the area just after the head was a door. In the game, the original should go through a series of narrow roads with a door. Opened it and showed up in a very different navigation room to the common. Samus was just the monitor and the platform was completely blank background. Check out my map and not marked anywhere. Virtually no map, instead appeared 3 question marks. No doors had to go out, so my only option was to talk to OJ.
Simpson?
Oh, shit. I was about to make that joke, you dick fuck.
And I just died. Keep going.
OJ said, I didn't do it! With talking, I stayed in what the fuck. With what I read said something like message 0001, beam it, comp, perform below capacity, I can increase STI power. but it will cost you a high price. You decide yes or no. I understood the message. The OJ could somehow increase the power of Raycomp. As anyone would have done, I put yes. Tim,
Yes.
I should not do that.
What? Are you saying that you should not do that, or?
No, that's what the fanfic says.
Oh, okay.
When he removed the screen, saw the following. Thomas had suddenly lost his left arm. Not only that, I heard a very loud cry in the game. It seemed that Thomas who hit that screen, it was puzzling that there was very real, as if someone had shouted in front of me, really. With the capacities of the cartridge and the machine could not be possible to make sound of that quality. At the end of that sequence, the door appeared mysteriously on one side and left, question mark, question mark. From that moment was when all game was strange. Yeah, that's when it started to get strange. It was assumed that the game must go to Sector 1 and clean the fans to avoid overheating. Then take the ray recharge. But that was not the case. Instead appeared a new place that had never appeared in the game. It was a stage with many platforms and a few straight roads. The background was black with red stripes in front of scratches. He always appeared a new background theme, but for some reason, very scary and distorted. A very distorted which cannot be called music, but a noise protuberance. Yeah, protuberance. Continued moving through the place and appeared many common enemies that appear throughout the game, but it was very easy to remove thanks to the increased OJ lightning power. Oh shit, son! My increased OJ lightning power! After that I saw SAX. SAX!
Actually pronounced Sax. So, just saying.
SAX! But did not move or anything. Yet I shot and died instantly. But I noticed something, of course. Every time I used the ray comp, the sprite of Samus seems to be getting more and more distorted into a simple blue and yellow spot. Then came the dead end. I put pause to see my team and what VI. Samus looked very badly with shattered hull in the viewfinder and one eye out of place.
Ew.
Destroyed armor and holes in his body, like a corpse in advanced stages of decomposition. Then when you resume the game, Samus was lying on the ground, broken in same state as before, seems to have died. The game froze and the screen went red. The only thing you can do is turn off the console and on. I did, and the game appeared to be going. There were 3 profiles to choose from, sound options, and then play again. The game should be going as often. Besides, the previous game had disappeared. Not what I saw. There is no play again. Wait. There is no bin, but was one of the few things that had been puzzling and frightened. It must have been a hack done by someone. But as before, the sound quality was very realistic. Graphic quality also makes a scene like the death of Anarchus or a body disappear after death is impossible for a machine like this. But it seemed he wanted to convey a message. If I understood well, wishing much more power can work against you. Perhaps the power ended Samus' life slowly. To death! Perhaps the power ended Samus slowly to death. Although the game went very well after that experience, I had fear of seeing him play alternate and got rid of cartridge because it does not have the courage of demand to the owner of the premises. It probably had something to do with it. He probably knew that failure and had mentioned at the time. Yeah, that was fun to read.
Oh yeah.
So what you think, Tim?
I don't know what happened, but no, I can't pretend to be possessed. All I really have to say about that is, bro, historia fresca.
What's that mean, Tim?
Cool story, bro.
all of the hate.
Just like to thank you once again for watching our video, and I'd like to let you know that we upload a new one every other day. And what you're going to want to do to make sure you know when we upload another one is to click that little button right there. You know what one it is?
Unsubscribe, too many dicks.